How do you take an event that's so BC, it has BC in the name, and make it even more BC? Well, to understand, you have to go back to the start. The year is 2006. Our bars are a bit narrow, our wheels are a bit small, and we thought we looked pretty damn cool. These two guys, Dre and Dean, say, hey, mountain biking's rad, but no one's doing stage races quite right. The light bulb goes on. So they put together this idea. BC's great, it's got lots of riding, so a race has to be long, like a week long. And we're not just gonna ride point to point, we're gonna bust the riders between the best stages of single track we can find. What comes together is a race that's so quintessentially BC that they call it the BC Bike Race. It's got everything that's amazing about BC. Single track, camping, routes, ferries, mud, campfires, mountains, single track, beer, bikes, and more single track. The race was a resounding success. But not because it was dripping with some of the world's best trails. Year after year, people kept returning for an annual pilgrimage. The racing was fun, fast, and tough, but folks kept coming back for the people they met and the community they built. The volunteers at the race and all of the communities came out to welcome the race with open arms. People got into it. Some may even have gotten a little too into it. For 13 years, the race built on each new success and became a traveling circus unto itself. Over the years, the race touched down in 15 communities, brought over 6,500 racers to compete in 91 race stages, all woken groggily from their beds by the morning call of the bullhorn and the rubber chicken. Then, the world came to a standstill. As we found a new normal, Dean and Dre sat down and went back to the drawing board. How can we double down on what makes this race special, while also realizing that we have to take care of the racers in a new way? The answer? Bike bubbles. Just kidding. It's about community. Dean and Dre decided that they had to change the structure of the race to give people an amazing experience, while making sure they stayed safe and healthy. We used to hustle a crowd of racers onto boats, off of boats, onto buses, back onto boats, across the water, into the mountains, but now, we keep it simple. No more complicated logistics or cramming like sardines into start lines. Now it's easier than ever to bring your whole cheering squad and keep your distance from people outside your bubble. Every participant to cross the finish line on the final day gets a symbol of that achievement. The coveted BC Bike Race belt buckle is proof not only of your own grit, but that you belong to a global community who have sweat, bled, laughed, and even cried together, who have helped each other through the personal battles we each bring to this race, and celebrated the personal victories that come within. These buckles have gone out to over 65 countries and are a symbol that brings all participants together with a shared experience. It's always been about community, and as the world figures out how to move forward, we believe caring for our community is still the most important part. So for 2020, we decided to handpick 6 riders to join us for a showcase dress rehearsal tour to test out the new route and changes to the race. These riders represent the diversity of experience and unparalleled optimism that BC Bike Race is known for, and that will bring the mountain biking community through these tough times. What came out of it was not just a deeper connection with the local trail organizations, riders, and important members of the racing community, but a renewed hope for finding a way to bring together all those in the mountain bike industry that support and celebrate what events mean to riders everywhere. So write your story into the next chapter of BC Bike Race by signing up to race with us on some of the best trails on Earth. Just like riding a ribbon of brand new single track, we might not know exactly where it'll take us, but at least we know it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.